AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
The Celtics' $600 million duo fits comfortably under the new NBA salary cap for now. So that was June 18th. That was 2 weeks ago. So it was 2 weeks ago. Jaylen Brown agreed to the richest deal in NBA history last summer. Jason Tatum is eligible to outdo Brown with a $315 million extension, which he did sign. So this is what some of the things they were saying in the article before they even signed, before that deal was signed by Jason Tatum yesterday. 11 months ago, the Celtics signed Jaylen Brown to the richest contract in NBA history, a 5-year supermax extension worth $303 million. Technically, Tatum has 2 years left on his contract, ending with a player option. Signing an extension would change the terms of that final year and start the extension for the 25-26 season. Ahead of game, this is before Game 5 even was over. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, before Game 5, reported he spoke with Jason Tatum's agent, Joe Wexler, who said there hasn't been an extension talks in season, but doesn't expect it to be an issue. Right, and Derek White re-signed as well. So I'm gonna go definitely look for the other article. I think it was Front Office Sports again. Shout out to Front Office Sports. Shout out to Dreamers Pro for putting me on the Front Office Sports. They tied in all these guys. The Celtics tied in all these players after winning a championship because they just got sold or an agreement was made. Team owner Wick Grousbeck bought the team for $360 million in 2002. The Celtics are valued at $4.7 billion according to the Forbes. So they're teetering into Golden State, Lakers, Knicks territory now, right? The NBA champions are officially for sale. The Celtics majority ownership group led by Wick Grousbeck is planning to put the team on the market. The news was first reported by ESPN and made it official by the team shortly after. In a statement, the Celtics said the decision to sell was made for estate and family planning considerations. Grousbeck and his investment group bought the team from the Gaston family in 2002 for $360 million. Not Gaston. Is it Gaston or Gatson, guys? Come on. Who's your editor? Now, Grousbeck, majority ownership group led by, I'm sorry. According to Forbes, Celtics are valued at roughly $4.7 billion, the fourth highest among NBA teams, but that valuation is from October 2023. The title put Celtics over Lakers for most NBA titles, and the team's championship window is still open as Jason Tatum, 26, and Jaylen Brown are each in their prime. Could they become the NBA's first $5 billion team? I thought the Golden State Warriors were worth $6 billion. The Celtics said they expect to sell a majority stake in 2024 or early 2025, with the remaining balance closing in 2028. Grousbeck will stay on as team governor until 2028, when the second part of a deal is expected to close. The setup sounds similar to the tiered structure for Glenn Taylor's Timberwolves sale to former baseball player Alex Rodriguez and his business partner Mark Lohr. Those groups are now in arbitration after Taylor pulled the team off the market in March over Rodriguez and Lohr allegedly missing payments, which they dispute. Rodriguez and Lohr recently added former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg to their ownership group. If you didn't miss any payments, why did you need to add Big Billy Michael Bloomberg to that mix? Kind of don't believe you, A-Rod. And A-Rod comes off a little scummy, just a tad. But you see here, this is why I think the Celtics, clearly why they signed Tatum to that deal, Brown, Derek White for $125 million, 4 seasons, so he's going to get paid $30 million a year. Drew Holiday's deal, 4 years, valued at $135 million. Wow. Another $30 million a year for Drew Holiday, another player. So you're going to have over $700 million for 4 players on the Boston Celtics. Their window is the next 2 or 3 seasons, like Oklahoma City Thunder. But Oklahoma City Thunder's cap is going to look way different. Do you do this if you're the Boston Celtics? Yeah, because you're Boston. You're a traditional team. You have a chance to really go back-to-back. Jason Tatum's entering his prime. You sign him for through his prime, Jaylen Brown through his prime, anything could happen. The next 2 years, Drew Holiday is probably going to be traded, or Derek White is not going to be traded, but they're going to have to get really, really creative. And they still have Brad Stevens over there. Shout out to Joe Mazzulla, Joe Maz, doing his thing. But that's why the Celtics signed him for that much money, to guarantee that the next team is going to take them over with this. It's interesting, also interesting to see all these ownership groups just taking over these NBA teams at their peaks. Do we see a lull coming soon? It's the reason why I said Mark Cuban, he's the one who spoiled Luka Doncic for a situation like this, where he sells the Dallas Mavericks for $400 million. Excuse me, for $4 billion, because you had to make sure you had a cornerstone franchise piece that goes viral for anything. But in the midst of that, you lost Rick Carlisle, championship coach. You lost Donnie Nelson Jr. Does Rick Carlisle have some flaws? Yep, they pointed to it. But Rick Carlisle was just in the conference finals with another team, with the Pacers, right? He was in the conference finals with the Pistons 20 years ago. He had the Pacers in position to probably be a championship team around 20 years ago, where the Malice in the Palace took place. And now he won with the Mavericks. He went to several conference finals with them. And now he's in position. He made another conference finals with the Pacers. You lost that guy because you wanted to keep Luka Doncic and give him that much power. And all of that got exposed in the finals, all because you wanted to sell the team. So big business took over the NBA, and that business bochinche, will it ruin the Celtics? Is that way too much money to give two players who just won the championship, who aren't necessarily Shaq and Kobe? Yes, they are great. Jaylen Brown took a step up, but you still need those role players. Those other guys did fill in. Porzingis has one more year left, if I'm not mistaken. He got hurt. He's injury prone. Al Horford is a big deal. His time will diminish there as well. His usage will diminish. But did they have other players that they really needed, or are they that replaceable over there in Boston? And making them we're giving them the respect and saying that they're the number one team in the NBA right now. They just got to be. There's no way around that. They paid all their role players already. They did that throughout the season. I thought they were missing the bench. I have to revise my statement in real time. Thank you, LB. You see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next 5 seasons, Jaylen Brown is signed. Obviously, Tatum is not updated. And maybe this whole thing isn't updated. Not just saying this. Could be missing something, because look, they don't have the what's my guy? Derek White. So you're saying that these other guys, but they are replaceable though. Jaden Springer, shout out to Jaden Springer, man, son of our guy, Jared Springer, Uptown legend, got drafted by the 76ers. So did Jaden Springer, by the way, who had like some of the dopest defensive highlights this season, the last couple seasons. Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser. Those guys are replaceable. This is the core, right? That core 4 right there. I think that is your point, man, at the end of the day, LB. They got they got all the main guys, all the main role players out the way. Some of the bench guys, they'll think on re-signing or letting them walk or whatever. Yeah, because you're right, man. That's the bottom line. You got your core 4 over there in Boston. They just won a championship. Can they sneakily add Nick Richards? I know Mo Bamba just signed with somebody, the Clippers. The Celtics might make a sneaky acquisition, especially with Porzingis being down. Damn. That is a sick core 4. But remember, Flea made this point at the beginning of this year, before the season started, about the Denver Nuggets. What did they do to really maintain and improve the team? right? That's always a great point, always a big point. It's just that the Celtics, those are 4 two-way players. AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.